Melissa from designsbylittlebee.com, and today I'm going to do a video showing you how to embroider onto hard to hoop items using your fast frames or easy frames by Durkee, which is what I've got on my machine right now. This is a method that I never saw a name given to, and I made a video on it 2 summers ago where I called it upside down hooping. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. It's just what made sense to me at the time. I learned it in a Facebook group, so I decided to make a video about it. The problem was I was a little mouthy at the beginning of the video, if you can imagine that. I was blah, 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 blah. So this time I'm going to get right to it and show you how to do it without all the blah, blah, blah in the beginning. The reason you would use this hooping style is because you have a multi-needle machine, and yes, I've been snappily corrected on that, in that the brother Persona is shaped like this, but is also technically a single needle. But what I mean when I say it's a multi-needle machine, I mean that it is not a flatbed machine, like you think of like the brother PE 770 or the small 4x4 brother. Those machines have a big flat bed on the bottom, and this would be completely useless to try with those. This works because you have your frames or your hoops that allow you to just clip and go, like these Durkee easy frames. A great example that everyone thinks of every year about come October or November is Christmas stockings. Now this is a tiny one. This was made, I believe it's a 6x10 that I made in the hoop using one of my own designs, and so I personalized it in the hoop, so I didn't have to do anything afterward. And this would be really, really hard because it's so small to personalize in that tiny spot. But I couldn't find my regular Christmas stockings. They're packed away with the Christmas stuff. So I just want to demonstrate to you, if I tried to put my easy frame, even if this stocking were bigger, okay? If I tried to put my easy frame in there and then I hook that into my machine, check out how much slack I have underneath to embroider for this, the bobbin casing underneath for this arm down here. None. There's nothing down there. And this holds true for so many other things that we do. Items that are tubular, and I don't mean like totally tubular, I mean like tubular in shape, like this clutch. You see how it doesn't give you a lot of space to wrap around your frame, and then you won't have much slack down there. Things that are flat and have a small entry space, like a tablet case. It's flat, so it doesn't have a lot of give for slack underneath your project, okay? But the most commonly asked question that we see year after year is stockings. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to show you I'm going to be hooping using this method, this tablet case that I showed you, okay? Just imagine it like an overgrown stocking, okay? It's a little too wide, but the shape is the same. It's flat, it enters up here, and then there's no wiggle room on the bottom to go around your little bobbin arm. For the purposes of this video, I am using my own branded Designs by Little Bee sticky stabilizer. It's available 12 by 50 yards at this time. Maybe later on, after this video is up for a while, I may have other sizes too. I'm really not sure, but it's available at designsbylittlebee.com. So first you cut your sticky to about the size of your hoop this way, and then maybe an inch for each side extra, maybe 2 inches wider than your hoop, okay? The point of that is, when you put it like this, I want you to remove the paper backing and put your sticky, this is opposite of what you usually do, sticky side down, okay? And the point is that you want these little wings that will wrap around maybe an inch and adhere to your sticky and give you a nice firm foundation, okay? You can now plainly see that the sticky part of your stabilizer is facing down. Usually we put our sticky on and it's facing up because we put our projects up here, but for this method of hooping or attaching it to your frame, you need the sticky underneath. So we got that, check. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove my hoop, my frame, And I need to attach the frame to the object that I'm embroidering, and I'm going to put it about where I want the monogram. So if I'm looking at this tablet case, let's say I want my monogram like right here. One thing you do need to look out for, if you have a zipper, make sure it's not right here, you know, up underneath where your screws attach to your frame. So my zipper's right here, so that's okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm estimating where I want my monogram. I'm going to stick that stabilizer on, so that's good, but I also want extra support. So I'm going to put pins through my project, through the sticky, all the way around where I'm going to put my monogram, and then I'll come right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've got my tablet case pinned all the way around my sticky, and it's also stuck to the case. So it's kind of a double sticky there. So I attached my frame again, and if you'll notice now, you'll start to see why this is such a great method for smaller items. Like I just found this one in the floor, which probably would have been better to show you because it's shorter across, more like a real stocking. But you can see that underneath the hoop, you've got more room because you've got this extra, maybe like inch on each side, where it's allowed to be a little more flexible. So that's why this method works, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do, I've got a random alphabet letter pulled up on my machine because I'm not actually going to embroider this. I don't really have anything to put on it right now. But I've got a 2.5 by 2.5 inch letter on my machine. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my guide to put that letter approximately in the middle of the sticky area that I have. Then I'm going to use my guide to go up, and I'm going to mark with an ink pen the top boundary. Going down, I do the same thing. To the left, same thing. And this is also a great way to make sure that you do have enough give in your hooping style to get that entire design done. Okay, so now I'm going to move this. Now you can see that I've got 4 marks. This is the square of my design. The letter I'm doing, it's random, but it is just a square letter. It's just something random I pulled up on my machine because I'm not really going to do anything right now. I'm going to take something that's kind of dull. I'm going to take the back end of my little snippers right here, and I'm going to start a little tear in the sticky. Okay, just be real careful when you're doing this not to obviously puncture through your item. That's probably one of the reasons why it's so great for stockings, because stockings are cotton, so you're not going to destroy a stocking with just a dull. Use something pointy but not sharp. That's a great way to say it. Like maybe an ink pen with the cap closed. Then I'm going to tear my sticky all the way around that border. Now that's not that great of a job. You need to make sure you're tearing it all the way so that it doesn't get caught in your design. So you can see now how fast I did that. I just tore my little square according to the ink pen boundaries that I made. Now I'm going to close my machine, and I'm going to give one more good scoop on the left and the right and the top and the bottom, just to make sure I do have enough leeway here and it's not going to get caught underneath on the bobbin. And also that it doesn't bump anything else around it, that we're going to be nice and safe, which is a great thing to do no matter what project you're doing. And then, if I were embroidering this, I would just go ahead and embroider. And then when you're done, remove your frame, remove the pins, and simply peel off the sticky. So, takeaways from this: make sure you test a small area with your sticky to make sure that you're not going to mess up your project. Make sure that you pin well around the sticky to help with adhesion so it really sticks onto your frame. Make sure there's no zippers or anything in the way either of the screws in your machine or your needles. Make sure you tear a good amount around so that you don't have sticky stuck into your design. And I think that's about it. And have fun. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in notes below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.